Hey there. Do you have 5 minutes? That's all you need to improve your English speaking. Today, I'm going to share the story of Max and his journey. Imagine this: every day, you'll go on small adventures, just like Max did, that will help you level up your English. Ready to dive in? Meet Maximum. He's always wanted to speak English fluently, but he never felt confident enough. One day, Max decides to commit to practicing English for just 5 minutes a day. He wonders if it's possible to improve with such little time, but he decides to give it a try. With a busy life, work, friends, hobbies, he knows that a 5-minute commitment is something he can handle, and he hopes the small steps will add up. On his first day, Max decides to start with something simple: affirmations. He reads that affirmations can boost confidence, and he feels that speaking positive words in English could be a great place to start. He takes a deep breath and begins, saying, "I am learning English every day. I am improving. I am a confident English speaker." It feels a little strange to talk to himself this way, but he reminds himself to stay focused. As he repeats the sentences, he feels a small spark of pride, something he hasn't felt about his English skills before. Just 5 minutes, but he already feels a tiny boost in confidence. The next day, Max decides to try talking to someone, or, well, something. He doesn't feel ready to speak to people in English just yet, so he chooses to speak to his cat, Luna. After all, she won't judge him. He starts with a simple greeting. "Hello, Luna," he says. "You are a cute cat. Today, I'm going to learn new English words." Luna simply blinks at him, but Max chuckles and feels a bit braver. He continues, adding a few more lines. "You're lucky, Luna. You don't have to learn a new language." He smiles, realizing that talking to his cat made the practice fun. Just 5 minutes again, but he can feel himself warming up to speaking out loud. On the third day, Max decides to change things up by going for a walk and describing what he sees in English. He notices a tall tree and says aloud, "I see a big tree with green leaves. The leaves are moving in the wind." Then, he notices a group of children playing with a ball. "I see children playing with a red ball. They look happy." Describing these everyday scenes feels surprisingly freeing. By now, he realizes he can practice English anytime and anywhere, and he feels a bit more at ease with speaking English out loud. 5 minutes go by quickly, and he's beginning to see that these small steps are making a difference. On the 4th day, Max decides to push himself a little further by ordering in English at his favorite cafe. Before going in, he practices what he'll say to the barista. He repeats it a few times to himself. "I would like a coffee, please. No sugar. Thank you." When he finally steps up to the counter, he's a bit nervous but manages to say exactly what he practiced. The barista smiles and repeats his order, confirming that she understood. He feels a rush of achievement and realizes that these 5 minutes a day are helping him build confidence in real-life situations. The next day, Max decides to watch an English movie with subtitles. He chooses one with simple dialogues and makes it a point to repeat certain lines. Whenever he hears a line he likes, he pauses, rewinds, and repeats it aloud. When he gets to a funny line, he repeats it a few times to practice his pronunciation and intonation. Mimicking native speakers this way helps him learn the rhythm of English. These 5 minutes feel different because he's not only practicing vocabulary but also learning expressions and phrases that people use every day. He starts to notice that English is becoming a little more comfortable. On day 6, Max decides to try a simple phone conversation with his friend Jake, who speaks English well. He knows Jake is patient and will appreciate the effort. He calls Jake and starts with, "Hello, Jake. How are you?" Jake replies warmly and asks him how his English practice is going. Max tells him, "It's good. I'm practicing 5 minutes every day. Today, I'm talking with you." They continue the conversation, and even though it's short, Max feels a sense of accomplishment. He's having a real conversation in English, something he wouldn't have imagined doing just a week ago. On the 7th day, Max decides to try something new. He writes a few sentences in English about his week, keeping them short and simple. Then he reads each sentence out loud. He writes, "Today, I went to the park. I talked with my friend. I learned new words." Reading these sentences out loud connects his thoughts with spoken words, and he realizes that writing down his thoughts in English makes them feel more natural to say aloud. He's proud of his progress and starts to believe that these 5-minute sessions are creating lasting changes. As the weeks go by, Max keeps up his 5-minute-a-day habit. Some days, he talks to his cat. Other days, he describes things he sees while out on a walk. Sometimes he even makes up a conversation in his head or imagines ordering food in English. Slowly, he starts to notice a shift. English doesn't feel so intimidating anymore. The little steps are adding up, and he feels the language becoming part of his routine. One day, Max experiences a real test of his skills. As he's walking downtown, a tourist approaches him, looking lost and holding a map. The tourist asks, "Excuse me, do you know where the library is?" Max feels a moment of nervousness but quickly recalls his daily practice. He confidently replies, "Yes. Go straight, then turn left. The library is next to the park." The tourist smiles, thanks him, and walks away. Max feels an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. His 5 minutes a day had led to this moment where he could help someone and have a real, meaningful conversation in English. And that, my friend, is the power of 5 minutes a day. Just like Max, you don't need hours to improve your English. Small, consistent practice can make a big difference. You can start with easy sentences, describe what you see around you, talk to a pet, or even have a quick chat with a friend. You'll be amazed at how quickly you grow. Start your 5-minute English journey today. And who knows? One day, you might be helping someone else with their English journey too.